Hi, and welcome back to episode 12 in our YouTube series 60-Second Highlights on Risk. Today we're going to talk about enterprise-wide risks. Are you responsible? Should officers and directors be aware of the risks which could impact the corporate objectives? Yes? Well, first of all, as a director or officer, you have a duty of care, and that requires that you exercise the care, diligence, and skill that a reasonably prudent person would exercise in comparable circumstances. So, are you a reasonably prudent manager or director or officer? Do you follow best practices? Because you should. That's the bar that you need to work toward. Secondly, organizational charters mandate for virtually all organizations that directors or officers shall oversee the management of the principal business risks of the organization. So there's two examples of where you are responsible for overseeing and managing the risks of the organization. Management is typically reserved for the management staff and the officers, and oversight of risk is typically reserved for boards. So what are best practices? What should you work toward? Generally, companies are now working toward a program of enterprise risk management, which has 5 steps. Generally, step number 1 is identification of risks, formally identifying risks. Number 2, formally assessing risks. Number 3, controlling and managing risks. And number 4 and 5 are monitoring and reporting on risks. Risk management requires a continuous communication, consultation, and establishing context with stakeholders like employees, shareholders, regulators, customers, clients, suppliers, and determining what they expect from you in terms of risk management. And secondly, aligning your risks with the corporate objectives. This is generally what enterprise risk management entails. And following a robust process of enterprise risk management goes a long way to protecting directors and officers against legal liability for failure to manage the risks of the organization. For further reading, I suggest you read Staying Current on Risk Management Practices, which you can access through our Directors Global blog. Thank you. See you next episode.